I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about if you're a new sprinter or if you're somebody who's self-coach, who's looking for some structure, this video is for you. So today we're going to talk about what are some exercises that are what do sprinters do every day, typically in training, to maximize performance and to improve on their performance. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. So the main thing you want to do as a sprinter is to make sure that you are sprinting, right? For example, I'm a 400-meter runner, 400-meter hurdle runner. So what I tend to do is I run a lot of 250s, 350s, 450s. Distances close to my event or over my event that helps me to get my body used to running that distance, right? So the main thing you want to be doing is making sure that you're sprinting. You're doing 10-meter sprints, 20-meter sprints, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters, working on aspects of whatever sprint event you do. So if you're a 100-meter sprinter, you want to be doing 80 meters, 90 meters, you want to be doing 150s, you want to be doing 120s, 180s. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? So the main thing you want to make sure that you're doing as a sprinter is sprinting, right? The next thing you want to make sure that you're doing is you want to make sure that you're strength training. And when I say strength training, I don't mean that you just go in the gym and blindly do some exercises. You want to be very strategic with your exercises. Like, for example, I'm going to bring it back to myself again. My last strength training session that I did, and I'm currently in season, so most of my exercises are going to be tailored to what I need to work on as a sprinter, right? So everybody is a little bit different, so this is just going to be a general guideline of what exercises you could do to develop your strength to help you to sprint faster. So you want to develop the major muscles. So you want to be doing some back squats or front squats. You want to be doing some pull-ups or chin-ups, or you want to be doing some single leg exercises, like you want to be doing single leg deadlifts, you want to be doing single leg squats, right? More things that you could do is I don't want to get too crazy with like the extensive exercises like the cleans and more explosive stuff, because those are tailored to the athlete need, right? So for example, you're an athlete who's looking to be more explosive, then sure, you could get into some explosive clean, some explosive snatch. But the general guideline, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're doing some front squats, some back squats. You want to be making sure that you're doing some deadlifts, and you want to be doing some single leg stuff. So you want to do some single leg deadlifts, some single leg squats, some single leg jumps with weights, and you also want to train your upper body. So I like to train my upper body with my body weight. So I like to do pull-ups, chin-ups, press-ups, and I also like to do dips. What you could do is you could do dumbbell presses. There's so many exercises that we could do for strength training. So if you want a more extensive video on strength training, please leave a comment if you're seeing this or you got this far in the video. Let me know and I could go really deep into how to structure strength training to improve performance. The next thing you want to make sure that you're doing here is plyometrics. And again, you could structure this where you go day one, you're doing sprint training or interval training where you're running at the track. And then day two, you could be doing strength training, right, where you're focusing on trying to develop your strength by getting stronger in the gym. And then day three, you could go sprint training again and pair that with plyometrics training. That gets me back to the third thing I want to talk to you about is plyometrics training. And plyometrics doesn't necessarily mean you're doing a bunch of jumps or you're just doing like squat jumps. So the plyometrics could be drills. So I'm doing A skips, B skips, but I'm going for distance, right? And then to make it even more fun, you could go weighted A skips, B skips, and bound-ins. Those are plyometric exercises that are tailored for sprinters. You could do these exercises at an incline, or you could do them with a slight decline, right? So it all depends on your resources. So if you're somebody who's somewhere where you don't have a lot of resources, so you can't get weight vests or stuff like that, you find a grass field and you do power skips, you do A skips, B skips, you do straight leg bounds, you do bent knee bounds, but you do them for distance. So you go over 50 meters, right? And this could be great plyometrics for you as a sprinter. The next thing you want to be making sure that you're doing in your plyometrics, you want to be doing explosive lunges, because lunging is literally what you're doing when you're sprinting. You're doing a series of lunges. You're trying to push off one foot onto the next foot. So play with the lunges. I like to do lunges to hops. I like to do explosive lunges. I like to do low lunges. If you want, I could do a whole video on how to set up lunges to help you to develop strength and sprint faster. The fourth thing you want to focus on here is core strength. And core strength doesn't necessarily mean that you're just doing crunches. Core strength means you're strengthening your whole entire core, as in abs, glutes, hips, all of these regions. So you want to be doing some core stuff, like you want to be doing leg raises, you want to be hanging and driving the knee up towards you, you want to be doing planks, side planks, reverse planks, you want to be doing bird dogs, dead bugs, you want to be doing everything that engages hips and glutes, abs and lower back, right? You want to be doing Supermans. Again, guys, this is where I come in, right? I have videos on top of videos on top of videos of how to structure core work. So if you're interested in these type of stuff, you let me know. The fifth thing you could do here is, this is cheat code, guys. If you have access to a hill, so I go day 1, I'm sprinting. Day 2, strength training. Day 3, I go plyometrics and a little bit of sprinting. Then I go day 4 and I'm doing core work and I'm doing hills, right? So I go core work and then I do hills. Hills, guys, is one of the best things to teach you how to engage your hips and run correctly, right? So if you're somebody who is self-coach and you're trying to improve your overall speed and you're trying to improve your overall strength, find a hill. Don't get a crazy incline hill. You want like a slight incline, and you want to set up like a 50 to 80 meter zone, and you do hill sprints, right? Focusing on trying to push with each step and try to be as lean forward and be as aggressive as possible. And this type of thing, guys, I'm telling you, this is the cheat code. If you don't have access to the most fanciest equipment and fancy stuff, find a hill and do some hill sprints. The sixth thing we're going to talk about here is flexibility and mobility. This is, again, guys, huge for me. I'm big on being the most flexible version of myself and mobility. So what I like to do is I like to reserve a day where I'm focused on stretching the major muscles like the hamstrings, the lower back. You're stretching out my glutes, stretching out my hips, stretching out my quads, all of these areas, and not just stretching it blindly, but actively feeling the stretch and feeling the muscle and knowing where the tightness is coming from and being active in trying to reduce that tightness, right? And when it comes down to mobility, it's all about range of motion. So what you want to do is have your hamstrings be as flexible as possible without losing power, right? So focus on a little bit of flexibility and a lot of mobility, and that will improve your overall running time or sprint time. And then the last thing we're going to talk about here is technique work, right? You want to get really specific. So if you're a 100-meter sprinter or a 200-meter sprinter or a 400-meter sprinter, you want to train that event. So you want to train aspects of event. So you want to get out the blocks for 10 meters, 20 meters if you're a 100-meter sprinter. If you're a 200-meter sprinter, you want to do the same thing. You want to get out the blocks from 0 to, you want to get out the blocks from 10 to up to 150 meters if you run the 200. And the same could be said about the 400. You want to get out from 0 to 50, from 0 to 150, from 0 to 250, right? You want to race model. You want to focus on different aspects of your race and learn technique, learn strategies, right? And then the bonus we're going to talk about here today is huge, is rest and recovery, right? I get a lot of questions about, oh, shin splints, shin splints. A lot of time when you're getting shin splints, it's from overuse and it's from improper technique. So focus on your form, making sure that you're resting, rest just as hard as you train. So I like to reserve 2 to 3 days where I'm getting active rest, where I'm not going all out, but at the same time, I'm not just sitting around and doing nothing. So guys, this is just my tips for you guys. If you like this type of content, please let me know. I'm going to be coming to you guys with more informative video. It's Rockstar Kato here, 2-time Olympian, and I'm out. And again, we're on our way to 50K. So if you like this video, please share it with somebody who will find this information valuable. And, leave a comment and let me know if you have any other questions. I read all the comments, guys. I read every single comment. So you let me know and I'm going to be checking. I may not get back to you right away, but eventually I will answer. Take care and I'm out.